Welcome back for another video. I'm Eharbad, and in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about the Ultimate Death Knight's Birthday Titan event and the fact that, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty burned out and bled dry by all of the frequency of fusions and events that keep coming our way. But when this first dropped, I actually was quite enthused by it. I thought it's quite a nice, fun way of doing something different in between the two fusions. Obviously, we just finished Emic, and you know we're going to get another fusion just around the corner. It's inevitable. And this I thought was quite a nice way of giving us the opportunity to get some souls, get another legendary book, and Eternal Soul Stone. Like it was pretty decent. And obviously getting 4-star soul is nice, particularly on my main account. It's not really worth anything on my challenge account, which we're on right now. But I wanted to get the Eternal Soul Stone and the Legendary Tome. And I quite like to engage with the events if I can. Directing you to farm dungeons is worthwhile. Directing you to level up champions is also worthwhile. But what can we say about this one? I mean, the fact is we're already into the second summon event, and we know now that there is actually a third summoning event coming up just later today. And I just find it quite disappointing. So obviously we've got this Champion Chase tournament coming up, which we can see has the Ultimate Death Knight Birthday tag. And I have 2 hours left on this summon rush. And in the stream, the other day, I pulled one. I said I'd eventually pull something else to get to the 50 birthday points. And we also discussed briefly whether it would be worth just getting the 3,000 here and being in a better position if they do another summoning event to be able to skip it. And lo and behold, they have. So I'm going to take that decision to summon the other 5 sacreds required to get to that 3,000 mark. And hopefully I'll be in a position where I don't need to summon anything more to complete the Ultimate Death Knight tournament or event. But, I mean, to be honest, I just don't want to engage with the events if they're going to be like this. It's not as good as a fusion. We're not going to end up with a champion, but yet we're being forced to summon more than we would in a typical fusion. Anyway, one sacred down. Sepulchre is actually a pretty good champion, although I have finished that faction war. That's my 3rd torture helm. Certain niche uses, but I don't really need him. Gizcard, actually a pretty good champion, but I have finished Bannerlords as well. Be nice to get a champion either that's going to change my game somewhere or help me in a faction I don't have. That's a dupe again in Gorlos. Can we strike gold with our last shot? We have. And it's Sakir. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I do have Sakir on the main, but I got Sakir so... I don't know. My account was so late game by the time I got Sakir that she didn't really change the game that much. I also think that now with Artak, maybe she doesn't change it as much as she once did. But I'd be quite interested to try and pair them together, actually. Or pair her with Tila, because that'll give me a decreased defense and weaken in Hydra. Very, very interesting. I haven't actually finished Demon Spawn. I was hoping to do a more budget team than using Sakir. But that's actually a really interesting pull. Very interesting. We'll have to see how we end up using her. But in the meantime, let's collect all of that. So this is actually going to be a bit of a 2-part video. It'll be one video for you, but I'm going to record this first segment now before work, as I just have. And I'll rejoin you later this evening when the next summoning event has dropped. Once this Champion Chase tournament has dropped, and then do a little bit of a review of the overall Ultimate Death Knight's event, and just generally the sheer amount of events and stuff that's being thrown at us at the moment that I just think is a little bit excessive. I think it's in danger of causing people to disengage because there's just too much to engage with, and it becomes overwhelming. Anyway, we'll rejoin momentarily for you, but for me in about 11 to 12 hours time. See you then. And we're back. 12 hours later, 12 hours more disappointed. What can I say? I mean, right, let's jump over to the new summoning event that has dropped and have a look at, the points and the amount of shards required. So 2,500 points for 200 Ultimate Death Knight event points. I think that's reasonable, to be honest. We do have 2x each day, Sacreds, Ancients, and Voids. So it's very attainable, let's say. So I think this is kind of fair-ish. Personally, I would rather they didn't put all of these event points in summoning. I think it just makes the whole thing a bit more boring. But they have, so it is what it is. But this is what I really wanted to bring attention to. So there's a birthday catch-up event with 250 points. Now, in the news, where does it say? It says it here. Continue the celebrations by participating in Ultimate Death Knight's birthday event by earning birthday points, which we know. If you've missed some of the events and tournaments, don't worry, we'll be running a special catch-up event where you can earn up to 250 more birthday points. Now, what I'm not clear on, and maybe they posted it in Discord, so I'll actually quickly scan that as I talk. But we know when they did the original event release, they said there was going to be 1,750 points in total available and 1,500 required to complete it. Now, this 250 bonus points here, is this included in the 1,750 or in addition? So does it mean we now have 2,000 points that we're able to get, and we can therefore afford to skip 500? Because to me, it's not clear. We don't really know what's going on at all. We know we have a week left, or just under. I have done everything other than the summoning event that dropped today, and I still have 50 points to get from Spider. So that'll get me to 1,000. So I still need 500 anyway. Now, do I have 750 points available, or do I have 1,000 points available? How, it's so badly organized. And have they now thrown, if this is an extra 250, so in total 2,000 available, have they thrown this out there because it's been, less well received than they were expecting, or was this always their plan? Does that mean I now summoned those 5 Sacreds this morning unnecessarily? Have I just wasted 5 Sacreds because they just weren't open and honest? I don't know, and time will tell, but the overall handling of events in this game has really, it was never great, let's be honest, but I feel it's really deteriorated between the Prism events, which I can't seem to click on, doesn't seem to exist, between the Prism events that we had where you couldn't even earn a single summon, which was bonkers, plus this Ultimate Death Knight thing, which is just summon your way to a Souls, which is kind of depressing, to be honest. I don't know. It's not enjoyable to engage with these events. I don't care if they're hard or not necessarily. I think there's pros and cons to that, but they're just not fun. Forcing us to summon it's just not a fun thing. You want to summon when there's something exciting and interesting, not, oh, I have to summon now, even though there is nothing good for me to summon for because there's an event that forces me to do it. I don't know what to say. I'm definitely burnt out from running 2 accounts and working full time. I'm actually off on holiday from this Sunday for a week. I don't yet know what I'm going to do with the 2 accounts. I can probably kind of maintain one whilst I'm away, but one's going to probably have to take a bit of a backseat. We'll figure that out. Maybe I'll play one day and the other one the other day and alternate back and forth. I don't know. I'll figure that out before I go anyway. So maybe I'll come back with renewed enthusiasm. But at the moment, it just feels like they just throw relentless frequency of events one after another, and they're just kind of like not really being fair in those events. I don't know if fair's the right word, but just make them not enjoyable to do. Like the recent fusions have just been a painful grind, and I'm quite a grindy person. I quite like doing grindy things. But I prefer to do it if there's something interesting to engage in. And I don't feel that's the case. And Hydra Clash just kind of ends up feeling like, oh, there's another grind we have to do every single week, not a grind when we choose to do it. And that kind of really sums up the game at the moment. It's nothing is on our own schedule. We have no agency as players. I think that's the problem. Right, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.